Here we are with yours truly, Tristan Salacito, for the first episode of the Late Inning Talk Show. World Series wrapping up. Obviously, we got some memes we want to react to. We had that drunk umpire meme going around, maybe a couple more than just him based on some of the calls that I saw. But regardless, I'm so happy that you're joining me. Welcome. We're going to have a great time. Okay, so first things first, obviously the World Series just wrapped up and we have to chat about it. It was an incredible series. There's a lot of chatter going around about it being the best series of all time. I think we can slow the roll a little bit in that regard. I don't want to take anything away from it though. It was a great series. It was great for the game. I mean, we got 2011, 2017, 2001 all in my lifetime. We got 86, 1960, and so on and so forth. So I think we can hold our horses a little bit when it comes to the 2025 series, but it was an incredible series. We had an 18-inning game. We had extra innings in Game 7 of the World Series, all you can really ask for. When I reflect on the series in its entirety and the season in general, I realized that I had one main takeaway. A lot of buzz going around about the Dodgers, right? Coming into the series, you get those memes, right? The United States filled out in the different shades of blue, and it's like everyone but California is rooting for the Blue Jays, that kind of thing. You guys know the story, right? And that puzzled me. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I was kind of hardcore rooting for the Dodgers. I wanted to see a good series, and I got exactly what I was wishing for. But this narrative, right, that the Dodgers are ruining baseball. I know it's kind of become sort of a meme in and of itself. We've now seen the Dodgers win 3 World Series in the last 6 years, back-to-back for the first time since the Yankees, right around when I was born. So basically the first time in my lifetime we've seen back-to-back champions. And everybody is up in arms. They take issue with the fact that they've made so many teams' lives so incredibly difficult around the league. And here's what I have to say. Why? I mean, really, guys? Think about this for a second. We had 2 franchises. We have a franchise in the Dodgers that is the epitome of class, playing the game the right way, of creating a product that is exciting for viewers and fans of the game to see. I remember back like in the olden days, 10 years ago in the NBA, everybody hating on these super teams, and I was kind of one of them, I would say, and I look back and I reflect and I think to myself, wait a second, I was a lot more excited to turn on Game 4 of the NBA Finals when 2 teams that I had a lot of skin in the game, right? A lot of emotion surrounding the Cavs and the Warriors and Steph and LeBron and KD, and now everybody's sort of the same and vanilla, and I don't really care as much. So we have this team in the Dodgers that everybody, obviously, because they're successful, likes to kind of tear down, and then we have this Toronto Blue Jays team that we're rooting for to take down this big, mean giant in Los Angeles. And I look at this team, and again, I don't want to take anything away from the way they play and also who they are as an organization, but this is the team that we want to get behind the entire country and the entire continent of North America, with Vladdy Jr. trolling other teams in the clubhouse, and George Springer, who, again, I don't want to kind of take anything away from him personally. I have nothing against him personally. He seems like a really great guy, but kind of spearheaded the largest cheating scandal in 100 years. A manager who's in the clubhouse also trolling another blue blood franchise that they just beat and is probably going to come back to bite them. And this immaturity, this this sort of underdog mentality when, there's really nothing there to support that. I'm not quite grasping this narrative of these big mean giants just because they are a little bit better at what they do than the team that you root for, right? So if your team won 3 of the last 6 championships, would you fault them for that? Obviously not. It bothers me a little bit, and it's annoying. And I think we can grow up and move past this idea that these teams that do things better than everybody else, and people are going to talk about the payroll and spending money and creating inequality around the league. If you want to succeed, you have to care. And we're faulting the Dodgers because they care about winning more than everybody else. It's not like the other teams can't afford it. It's not the case. The Mets spent more than any other team in the history of professional sports in the United States, and they didn't even make the playoffs. So you have to organize your franchise, conduct them in the right way. That's how you win baseball games. That's how you win championships. And the Dodgers do it better than everybody else. And for some reason, we want to root against that. Because they're a dynasty? Maybe? I mean, in 40 years, when you're telling your kids about the good old days, right? Do you want to tell them about this 2025 Blue Jays team? A team from Canada? No disrespect to Canada, but with maybe one superstar, maybe one or two guys that are going to be in the Hall of Fame, Max Scherzer and maybe Vladimir Guerrero. Maybe. We're not gonna get there yet, okay? We can talk about that another day. Or do you want to tell them about the team of the decade, who won probably 4 championships before it's all said and done, with Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts and Clayton Kershaw and all these guys that shape the league for the next 20 years? That's what you're gonna want to tell your kids about. I don't know. Call me crazy. But looking back, and I wasn't sure who I wanted to win the series, I just wanted it to be competitive. I'm really glad that the Dodgers pulled this one out. And I think the Blue Jays are certainly poised for the future, and we're going to circle back to that in a second. But I don't get the allure. I don't get the obsession with this team. Before we move on, guys, SR bats. You've heard me talk about them. They're unbelievable. I mean, I've never seen a more customizable product, probably in all of the sports equipment world. I love what they're doing. They tailor their bats exactly for your swing. You can go in and personalize different colors, different shapes of the barrel and materials. You got to check out SR Bats and use code DingerBros15 to get 15% off your whole order. You have to at least give them a look, because these bats are changing the game. I really mean it. Okay, one more thing actually on the World Series. We're gonna talk about some other stuff as well today, but the Game 6, can we talk about this? Can we have a serious, mature conversation about the ball getting stuck under the wall in the ninth inning of Game 6 of the World Series? Anybody who suggested that played a role in the outcome of the game has never witnessed a baseball game in his or her life, and B, clearly is reaching for something that's not there. The Blue Jays were down by 2 runs, so the runner on first is irrelevant, completely irrelevant. So unless you're suggesting that it would have resulted in an inside the park home run to tie the game, that runner on first means absolutely nothing. All this chatter going around about how that maybe cost them the game and thus the series, and I can't tell if you're serious, if you're joking, if you're trolling. Can we kind of grow up and move on, to be honest? I mean, seriously. So maybe you're somewhat alluding to the possibility that it could have ended up being a triple, right? He could have gotten the third, maybe. But even still, they showed literally no capability of driving in that run from third base, hitting a ball deep enough in the outfield to do so. And regardless, here's the other thing, probably the most important point. What would you like them to call in that situation? Because they made the right call, according to the rule book, right? The ball goes under the fence, which it clearly did. Hands go up, dead ball. I know sort of generically, a lot of people are frustrated, like I just mentioned, we hate the Dodgers, we can't see them win again. So we're jumping to all these kind of asinine conclusions about the ball maybe not wedging itself deep enough under the wall to result in a dead ball. I don't know. What would you have liked them to call? Just serious question. A live ball? No, because it went under the fence. And even if they did, so he picks it up and throws it in and results in the same situation. And if the roles were reversed, pretty confident that the entire country, sort of in the same vein that I rambled on about a few minutes ago, would not have been up in arms about the result, because they were clearly rooting for one side. Okay, so now what we're gonna do to close the show, my producers have put together a plethora of memes, baseball-related memes that they want me to react to. And so I will do such a thing. Let's get right into it. Let's see what we got.
From Halloween, North Carolina.
Patty Mack.
A man who's doing something that no catcher has ever done in the history of the sport, with the fattest ass in all of professional sports.
And leading the big leagues with 38 homers.
Okay, maybe a little bit too much, right? A little over the top as far as the energy. I think the crowd is a little bit intimidated and not entirely sure what's going on, and I can't say that I am either. But that's what makes Patty Mack Patty Mack. He's the best to do it right now in the sports media world. Let's see what we got here. We have a little leaguer in college. This coach was sick and he swings and misses. Yeah, I mean, we've all been there, right? I just know that this kid's mom in the crowd was freaking out too. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I think they could put Ellie De La Cruz on this regiment, to be honest with you. The way he struggles to make contact with the ball. Again, no disrespect. I don't mean any disrespect. Maybe a little bit too harsh there. I apologize. Okay, so the drunk umpire meeting. I've heard about this. I think I've seen it once or twice. This umpire was forced to leave the game because he was drunk. Like I said earlier in the show, I think that might be going around some of the calls that I've seen this postseason. Yeah, he's in trouble. He's struggling a little bit. I don't know how that happens. Who allowed him to step foot on the field in the first place? And I'm wondering what was so egregious and obvious about this. I mean, he is really stumbling, but I'm wondering, A, how we got to this point, and B, what the turning point was. I'm wondering if something happened before this video took place that was a sight to behold. Because, well, he does not look good. That is for darn sure. Okay, the Juan Soto birthday celebration. Yeah. So, I mean, what else can I say? We have to address the elephant in the room. It's not a good look, coming off the season that the Mets had, and everybody's gonna say he should enjoy himself. He's a 27-year-old kid, and I don't know. You know, he's in the spotlight. That's what you get, right? It's what you sign up for, and I think a little bit, unfortunately, these young athletes are held to a higher standard, but that's sort of just the reality of the world of sports. I didn't know Freddie would hit the nastiest worm I've ever seen. Let's take a look. Freddie, I don't know about a 40-year-old man doing the worm on a hard marble floor, but let's see. Oh my goodness. Freddie. Well, I didn't know you had that in you. I mean, hats off. What else can I say? Excellent technique. Yeah, incredible form and posture throughout. The triple worm, too. Didn't just stop at 2. Extended it to a third little waggle there, if that's what you call it. He would know better than me, clearly, because I'm not doing anything like that. It's actually 4 waggles. Wow. And then a little bit of a shake at the end, and Kike with a very textbook slap on the butt. That's how you know he's been in the league for a long time. What do we got here? ESPN really cut its WNBA coverage just before Shohei hit a home run.
Welcome back to WNBA Countdown, presented by Google.
Is this to imply that he hit a home run while they went into
Hey, welcome back to WNBA Countdown.
We're
going to sit.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was getting sick of seeing them too. So, let's move on. What else we got? Who do you think was in the wrong here? I don't know what's going on. Fly ball off the wall. Slide. Both teams got black jerseys on. Oh my! Okay. So yeah. Let me read that. Ball was all the way. Yeah, there we go. Ball was all the way up the line. That's a tough one. I think in today's day and age, you have to assume that the rules of whatever league this is state that you are not allowed to hit the catcher in that fashion. It's not like it used to be when I was growing up as a catcher. I think over the last 10 years, the MLB has really cracked down on some of those dangerous plays, and it's trickled down to the youth levels as well. But it wasn't even a great hit. I mean, he kind of slowed down. He's a big boy, obviously, got a lot of meat on those bones, and so it made for a forceful impact, as they say. But yeah, not a very clean hit. All right, so that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for joining me. This was a lot of fun. We're gonna do these every week, so stay tuned for another edition of the Late Inning Talk Show here on Dinger Bros. Thank you so much. Do subscribe. I think that goes without saying if you enjoyed, so you can stay informed and readily available to consume premium content going forward. Thank you very much. Big shout out to the Dodgers. Obviously an incredible year. Big shout out to the Jays as well. They played their butts off. Let me know what you want to see. If you want to address anything in particular And if you have something you want to say, if you take exception to anything I mentioned today and you disagree, let me know as well in the comments. Do subscribe if you enjoyed. Thank you very much. Have a good one. We'll see you next week. Keep your eye on the ball and your love of the game.